Hi, my name's Charles Linden. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about why I recorded that poem, how I wrote the poem and why I recorded it. I genuinely wrote it for every anxiety sufferer out there to send them a really strong message about how 27 years of chronic anxiety, panic attacks, agoraphobia, OCD, puro, HOCD, ROCD, derealisation, depersonalisation, and a raft of symptoms and sensations that dominated my childhood, my adolescence and my early adulthood could be completely eliminated. And when I say completely eliminated, I mean entirely wiped out of my psyche. I only now have appropriate anxiety. If somebody scares me, I jump, my heart will race, and I'll go back to normal. If something runs out in front of the car, again, I'll react, my anxiety will rise, my fear will rise, and then it'll drop back down to a normal level. And I haven't, since 1997, had any inappropriate anxiety, panic attacks, inappropriate thoughts, any of the symptoms or sensations or thoughts that I would have associated back then with high anxiety, because I'm completely anxiety-free. And the message I really want to clearly send to you is that you can be anxiety disorder-free. Despite what you may have heard, despite what you might think and what doctors or psychologists or the internet may have told you, you can become anxiety disorder-free. And people exist, millions of them all over the world, who had anxiety disorders who are no longer suffering. And that is fact, and nobody can hide that. I'm one of them, and I could show you thousands of my clients who have exactly the same experience, who become completely anxiety disorder-free, having used my programs. But I don't want to talk about my programs. What I want to talk to you about is my poem, because I think it's really, really important for you to understand that you know what it feels like to be an anxiety sufferer. You know how it is to wake every morning and start to think about how you feel, what sensations you've got, how you'll get through the day, how you'll avoid doing the things that will send your anxiety higher, what you'll tell people, how you'll make excuses, how to deal with the strange thoughts, the sexually or aggressively inappropriate thoughts, or maybe thoughts about religion or homosexuality, or even worse thoughts that a lot of people get, such as what they call POCD, which is inappropriate thoughts about children. These are all anxiety symptoms. It doesn't matter whether you suffer from panic attacks or agoraphobia or OCD, PTSD, puro, whether you have inappropriate thoughts or not. It doesn't matter at what level you suffer, whether your panic attacks come constantly or whether you have one a month, whether you have generalized anxiety disorder. It doesn't matter how you feel or how it manifests or how long you've been suffering, it can be switched off. And I want you to really understand that concept, because only that way will you know that there is absolute light, bright light at the end of the tunnel. And at the end of the tunnel, when you are anxiety-free, you will become the person you've always wanted to be. And entirely so, systemically, every bit of you, you can become fit, healthy, balanced, massively more intellectually capable, much more focused, a far more, a better friend, a better partner, a good listener. The anxiety has embellished your nervous system and has created this hypervigilance that you've got, where everything's brighter and louder and stronger, and everything feels and smells differently, and your senses seem to be on edge. That is preparing you. And when you become anxiety-free, all of that preparation results in something absolutely wonderful, almost a sense of enlightenment, that you're better and stronger and more capable than ever before. That is what you've got ahead of you. Please don't focus on the catastrophic outcome, that you're always going to be this way. You're not. You're not always going to be this way. I can prove it to you tens of thousands of times through my clients. Go on my website and watch the videos of the people that have cured. I'm not asking you to buy the Linden method. What I'm saying is I just want you to go and understand that you can recover. You don't have to suffer this way. And there's so much evidence. People who treat anxiety disorders, unless they've suffered themselves, or unless they've had the quantity of throughput that we have, tens of thousands of people. We've helped over 160,000 people through our home learning programs alone. And I've met tens of thousands of people personally. And unless you've got the experience of knowing how to cure people and then having done it, you can't know the truth. So all of these well-meaning GPs, psychologists, counsellors, all those people out there who do a fine, fine job, just don't have the level of experience and knowledge it takes to understand and to communicate that understanding to people like you and like I was. They're not bad people. You know, medicine isn't a bad practice. It's not that it's out there to get you. It's not. It's just that people that understand you are the people that have suffered. And I'm one of those people. And that's why my program developed. I'm telling you right now that you can and will be anxiety free. You've just got to do what it takes to become anxiety free. And the process is really simple because it's a process that's in you already. It's the process that was given to you physically at your birth. It's part of your autonomic nervous system, the subconscious, and it's there to keep you safe and to warn you when something risky is present, and then to respond appropriately. That same process will make you anxiety disorder free. It'll switch off the anxiety and it will reprogram you to become vigilant about incoming anxiety data in the future, so that next time something really threatening happens, you don't develop another anxiety disorder. That poem was written from my heart. I used to lie in bed at night as a child, as you heard in the poem, and cry myself to sleep because I felt isolated, I felt so alone. I felt like nobody cared about me. I felt like the world was against me, like something was eating me up. And that recurring nightmare I had until I was well into my teens was one of a mangle trying to squash me and my family between the rollers as they rolled together. And it was just that overwhelming sense that the world was against me and that I was going to be munched up and just spat out because I was so small and insignificant. And I carried that through pretty much the first 27 years of my life. Everything represented risk to me. Everything. And my mum was county coordinator for HIV and AIDS. So of course when she got that job, I became fixated on that. And before that it was my dad and his heart. And I became fixated on that. Before that, it was my granddad and his cancer, and it was that. And everything represented risk. Whether it was a news item about a bus crash in Pakistan, or it was a news item about somebody drowning in a lake in Canada. It didn't matter what it was. It affected me, and it affected me deep down in my root, right in the core of my being, as if it was going to be me next. And I'm sure you can relate to that. But there is a way out, and that poem shows you that after 27 years, I became completely anxiety free. I am completely anxiety disorder free. Yes, I have the emotion of fear, and it responds appropriately when things happen to me. We had a car crash, it happened then. I've been stranded on a mountain in the Alps at dusk, and it happened then. You become appropriately anxious, but you don't have panic attacks, you don't have inappropriate thoughts. And when you've dealt with the risky situation, everything goes back to normal. So please, 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 just take this message with you. You can and will be anxiety free. You just have to do what it takes to get there. So please don't give up hope. Don't feel that there's no future. Don't feel that your life is going to be like this forever. Please don't, because I thought that too, and what a big, big mistake I made. And I've helped tens of thousands of clients who have felt exactly the same way. And after many years, sometimes as much as 60, in one case 70 years, she believed that life was never going to be different, that she's going to have to live every day of her life until the day she died, suffering from anxiety. And guess what? She didn't have to live that way. And within a week, she found that out because she just did what it takes. Please don't lose hope. Please, please don't lose hope. That's my message to you and to every sufferer out there, because you can and will be free of this, and you'll have an amazing life. You just have to do what it takes. So for now, take care, and I hope you enjoyed my poem. And if you know where we are, you know where myself and my team are if you want to contact us. And please do so. We're here to help you. And we will do everything we can to make you anxiety free. Take care. Bye-bye.